Dr. Arafat, we have the pleasure in the AGILE project to have you as an ambassador. And now we would like to talk about what do you think about preparedness and high impact, low probabilities as we are approaching and searching in the AGILE project?
When we talk about high impact, low probability, people tend to think they are more thinking that this is not possible, this will not happen. It's not important to prepare for it, but the reality have shown us that low probability, high impact emergencies can take place and can take place even more frequent than we were thinking that they can take place. And let's see only the last few years. Whether we talk about the earthquake in Turkey, this was a very high impact, low probability event. Yes, we were thinking that there may be an earthquake in Turkey, but nobody thought of the impact it will have and the devastation it will create. The same thing, there were floods which killed hundreds of people all over the world. If we look Spain, Texas, other areas also in Asia and so on, again, the magnitude was not expected. Yes, we know that floods may take place, but we know that earthquakes may take place, but nobody is thinking of the magnitude that they can take place and they can have an impact with. So in my opinion, preparedness should look at worst case scenarios, should look at those issues, should look at the high impact, low probability situations. And we need to have also some place for our imagination when we are training, when we are exercising, in order to be prepared for situations that maybe we never met before. If we build up our preparedness only on what happened till now, it means that we are going to miss preparedness for things that still didn't happen and may happen, though they are of low probability until now. And we think that this will never happen. Look at the blackouts. If we would have talked a few years ago about major blackouts in Europe, people would say, no, this is not possible. Yeah. And if you would talk about major floods like the ones we see, or major fires like the one we see during the summer, people would say, no, it will not be so bad, But things are changing, and we need to come out of the box, and we need to start thinking of scenarios, preparing for certain scenarios that until now we thought that they will never happen, and and also to think of what didn't happen until now. Don't build preparedness only on previous experiences.
That's true. And as we saw in the past, we also have the combination of different hazards that have a higher impact because they combine, like the pandemic, and we have
they potentiate each other. The
Correct.
Impact may be potentiated when you have what we call a disaster in a disaster or a crisis in a crisis. And then, yes, the impact may be potentiated, and the impact may be much more devastating. Especially when we talk about impact, we're not only talking about loss of life or about injured people or about destruction of houses. We are looking about economical impact, social impact, psychological impact, about many issues which we need to think of. There are countries which don't recover from a disaster years after the disaster, 10, 20 years, and they are still trying to recover in those communities that were impacted. So we need to take into consideration such issues when we are training and when we are preparing.